How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of Pokemon rumors, leaks, and everything in between. Potentially a brand new Mythical Pokemon coming in Scarlet and Violet, which is really odd. But if you guys are ready, let's get started by having a look at the first post. And also, if you may notice, I'm using a different microphone. Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below if you guys like the sound of this one more than my previous video. It would be appreciated. Either way, I have to hold it with my hand, so it's going to look a little bit weird. But either way, the first thing we have right here is Centro tweeting out saying it's coming, and it's a reference to this post that was made by Matthew Verive over on Twitter about 10 hours ago, who said Pokemon Day 2024 preparations have begun. And basically, it's just a picture of Pikachu, the Pokemon Day logo, and 2024 Pokemon trademark. Now, again, this could just be like a part of the website or what's going to be used there. Don't really know. But it's a little bit strange. Then some person down here just been posting a bunch of pictures of Johto, hoping that Johto remakes will happen. I mean, yes, we are all standing Johto remakes. Unless you're a Unova Chad, then you're, of course, standing Unova. But nonetheless, this is the first bit of Pokemon Day stuff that's dropped. It's literally just a picture. There's not really much to say about it. I guess there's like, you know, it's going to be like where they're going to feature some stuff on the website, or it's going to be like the stuff used in the presentation video. I don't really know. It just looks like a layout, to be honest. But that's the first piece of info we've had so far. That's just a small thing. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be this right here. New information on Nintendo Switch 2. This was also shared by Centro Leaks, saying that comparison of the non-OLED Switch screen to the Switch 2 screen size. So basically, this was shared by Wario, who is a video game kind of like leaker dude. Like, he doesn't leak stuff himself, but he shares leaks from sources. And he says that Bloomberg, which is a well-known, newspaper and I guess not really newspaper, but media company, saying that Nintendo's new game console will launch this year with an 8-inch LCD screen, which when I heard LCD, I got pissed off. They already did an OLED with the Switch. They had the Switch OLED, right? Why would you start a new console off with the LCD version? Like, just move on, man. We all know they can do OLED. Everybody knows they can do OLED, but no, they decide to go with LCD screen, if this is true, of course. But the big thing is it's going to be 8 inches of like LCD screen. So that's going to be about this size, as you can see right here with the green area where my face is. Basically, the green area is the original Switch, and then the purple area is the size of the Switch 2. So it'll be like drastically larger. Like, if I take a Switch up my hands right now, right, just imagine this, but it's been expanded by, you know, I wouldn't say double, but it's been like increased by about, you know, a 45% increase, give or take, you know what I mean? It's like something like that in size, which is pretty drastic, man. And I wonder what that's going to feel like, because I've been really wanting to get my hands on a Steam Deck, and I don't know if the Steam Deck is much larger in size. I think it's slightly larger, but I'm curious to see what the Switch 2 is going to be like. And of course, these are just rumors. If we go over to the actual article itself from Bloomberg, in terms of what it is saying, it's not really a lot that we can learn from here, except the following information, which is the next console from Kyoto Company to have an 8-inch LCD. 7-year-old Switch console has sold over 132 million units. So it is about time we move on from the Switch and to a better console, more strong console that can handle better, more, you know, taxing games. But those are the things in regards to like rumors and stuff in regards to that. Now I want to move on to some actual information. So as you guys know, today, it is Friday, is the start of the Fluttermane in Scarlet and Iron Jugglies in Violet Terror Raid battle. So these are going to be 5-star Terror Raids, so they're not even 7-star, which is what it is. But basically, this is shared by Serby, saying the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Terror Raid battle events featuring Fluttermane in Pokemon Scarlet and Iron Jugglies in Violet is now live. It's going to run until January 28th, so basically until the midnight of Sunday. So Sunday midnight is when it's going to end, so just keep that in mind. Now, to actually get access to these updates or these guys to show up, all you got to do is go into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, go into your mystery gift section, so basically just go into the multiplayer option section, and then simply go to mystery gift and connect to internet, or not really connect to, but rather click the update news section. If you click that and you update to the latest Pokemon news update, then you're going to be able to get these guys to show up in your world, as you don't really need Nintendo Switch Online to actually get access to them. But this is going to be until Sunday, but that's not all. There's, of course, we can't forget about the hard-to-find Pokemon Outbreak event. So this is specifically for these 4 fellas right down here. This is going to be running until January 28th of 2024. So same time frame. You've got, Stunky, Skrelp, Gulpin and whatnot. So all of these guys will be available. Now, the thing about them is they're all going to be available in Scarlet and Violet. If we scroll down here to where Serby made the original post, they actually have the full details on their website. But basically, what the deal is that not all of them will have the, I think, I'm not sure if it's the mighty mark or which mark it is, but there's a specific mark that, oh no, there's the rare mark and the uncommon mark. So basically, if you're playing in Scarlet, you will have Stunky, which is going to have the uncommon mark, which is about 5% chance of happening. If you're playing in Violet, you'll have Stunky with the rare mark, 5% chance, and then so on and so forth for the rest of them, with, Scarlet having the uncommon mark for Scarlet, and then the rare mark for the Violet version. As for Gulpin, it's the rare mark, and then the, for I guess Scarlet, and then the uncommon mark for the Violet version. Finishing things off, we have finally this fella right here, and with him, you're going to have a rare mark at 5% and uncommon mark with a, Violet version. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to say about this. Again, this event isn't really the most amazing one. I've seen people who've said, like, it's pretty weak, but hey, at least this way, if you did want to get these, or if you want to get them shiny, since there's going to be outbreaks non-stop, you will have a higher chance, not actual literal, percentage higher chance, but rather just a general higher chance, because there's going to be so many more of them spawning, and there's going to be outbreaks everywhere, so you will have a much higher chance in that way. And since you guys can use the new hunting method, where you can actually count how many Pokemon are on the screen when they spawn, you can easily just find shinies. So yeah, just wanted to share that real quick and go into it. Now I'm going to move on to one of the bigger things from today, one of the larger posts that have been made, and one of the things that I'm very curious about. So let's get started with the first post, which is going to be right here from, of course, Centro, who said, "What a nice time for a leak. Another new mythical Pokemon is coming. Pecharunt is not the only one. Protagonist of the next movie. Via you-know-who. Scarlet and Violet isn't over quite yet." Now, this is weird. Where does he get this information from? That's what I kind of was a bit confused about initially. I didn't know, where's this info coming from? What is he talking about? Why is this even, like, why are we even talking about this? This is such a weird thing to mention right now. But apparently, this is in relation to this post that was made by RuffledRowlit, and I think he made this literally today, or yesterday, sorry. Made this yesterday, when somebody asked him, Tokai55 asked him actually, simply saying, what's the 1 plus I'm still not sure, or +1. Well, the +1 was like a post that he made a while back that was in relation to all the Pokemon that will be showing up in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC, and, within, I guess, within Sudachi, or whatever you want to call it, that's like the nickname or the code name for, of course, the DLC. But he asked, like, what is that +1? We haven't still gotten a result for that. He says M related, and M, of course, in this reference is mythical, but he says they still haven't revealed it yet. Which is fair. Okay, so apparently there might be a mythical Pokemon, part of a Pokemon movie, that might still appear and happen, which is very strange. And there is a few theories about this that people have posted. As for what Centro says, he just says that Scarlet and Violet isn't quite over. And I wonder if this is going to be some sort of event to keep people busy for the rest of this year, which would be ridiculous to expect that's enough to keep people excited for Pokemon for this year. Of course, if they take a hiatus here, you might hope they will make a better game. But the problem is, all the Pokemon games that are currently in the pipeline are in the pipeline. They've already been worked on or made, and they have schedules that they need to release during. So that's something that simply can't not be, ignored by them. They can't, like, skip over those things that still need to be released. So they're probably not going to delay anything, because at the end of the day, Pokemon is a money-making machine. I know people want to think that just because Pal World exists, that somehow is going to affect Pokemon in some sort of way. Realistically, it probably won't. Maybe internally some developers might try harder, or might add, just ask or try to, like, push for, more development time. But the machine that is Nintendo, and the machine that is Pokemon and the Pokemon Company, and even Game Freak, wants to churn more stuff out faster and faster for higher profit margins and all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, highly unrealistic that, they're going to delay any games, which makes me wonder, is this supposed to be some kind of event to just keep us playing Scarlet and Violet for the time being? I don't know. Is it supposed to be just something related to a movie? Because we were talking about it before Pecharunt was actually revealed, when Pecharunt was only a file that people found inside of the game. When we were talking about that, I specifically brought out my theory, which was that I don't think Pecharunt would be released until a movie with it was released. But turns out that I was wrong about that, but I could be right about potentially a second one that could be movie-related instead. So maybe my first thoughts were incorrect, but it could still end up being real with a second mythical, because, I mean, hey, who knows? But to be fair, I don't really know. Right now, this is what Centro says. There is a theory, of course, that's been put out by none else than our boy Light, who said, so it seems that we are missing a new mythical Pokemon apart from Pecharunt in an upcoming movie. Is the unknown gorilla from Scarlet and Violet's book perhaps that one? All the Paradox Pokemon are not balanced by a leader, and we have references of Kaijus and Iron Jungleys, Iron Thors, Iron Moth, and so on. Are we going to get a Kong as the king of the area 0 and be the protector and the peacemaker? Another primate after Zarude? Again, I don't really know. But what is he referring to here? Well, if you guys actually played Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, inside one of those books, you can see images of what seems to be like Palmot, Palmy, whatever, as well as Flamigo. But there is one more Pokemon in there that we don't recognize, which is a giant gorilla. As you can see, there's a gorilla drawing right in the corner, which is really strange because we haven't seen this Pokemon. We haven't seen it show up. And interestingly, this drawing is the only one where you don't see the front of it. You just see the back of it, and there's no more details on it. It's just the back of a giant gorilla, which makes us wonder, what is that? What kind of Pokemon is that? Like, is that maybe the mythical? We don't really know. There's no more information on it as of right now. And that's kind of where we're at. We basically just want to know, what is this thing? Like, what is this actual Pokemon? What's its relation? Again, we don't really know. And as you can see around here, even people like Jay say, could be the case that where it's basically part of the Scarlet and Violet movie, but it's not part of the Scarlet and Violet Pokedex, like Meltan and Melmetal, with Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, or even like Magearna, which is true. It could be something along those lines instead, like something, you know, that doesn't actually have any relation to the story we've seen so far or anything like that. Like, who knows? At the end of the day, I honestly have no idea, but I'm very curious if there will be another event in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Almost like a third DLC, but not a literal third DLC, just like a mythical event, right? Another mythical event, which I liked the one they did for Pecharunt. I thought it was sick. I thought it was cool. I hope they do more. But again, very much a thing where, like, you know, we'll just have to wait and see what actually happens, if there is anything from that. Because right now, there's not really much we can say about that. Like, you know, there's not really much we can say about that. Speaking of which, it's actually a really fun post that I saw yesterday, which is, what is everybody's, I guess, you know, most, you know, popular Pokemon in every country, I guess, is what this is supposed to be. Which, interestingly, is really a weird list, right? So if you look at some of these, if I look at, like, you know, for example, Sweden, where I grew up, it's Scatterbug, which makes no sense to me. And I wonder if maybe it's because of Pokemon Go maybe influencing it. I don't really know. If I look at, like, you know, in my home country of Bosnia, it's Snorlax of all things, which is just bizarre, man. It's just bizarre. But yeah, just thought it'd be cool to share this list, this little, like, you know, most popular Pokemon. As for how this was determined, I don't really know. I guess he did some sort of, like, you know, survey to ask, and it seems like Pikachu still wins it in most places. I don't know. It's not really much else I can say. And Trinidad and Tobago, I see you guys with the Gardevoir right there. I see what you're doing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I just want to show that as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't really know if there's much else to mention. As of right now, the most things that we have is just Nintendo tweeting a lot of just promotions for the Mario game's coming out now. As for the trading card game for Pokemon, the new set, of course, Paldean Fates, is available internationally. You know, basically, I think it is currently out, so you guys can get your hands on it as well, which is pretty sick. And of course, there's pretty much it in regards to Pokemon news. If you're playing Pokemon Go, there's, of course, the Taken Treasures event that's rolling out in Asia Pacific right now. So that's that. But yeah, that pretty much summarized. I don't really know much else to say. I will just say that we are not far away from Pokemon Day now. Like, from today, starting from today, there's basically 1 month left until it's supposed to happen, right? I guess there is 31 days in this month, so maybe a month and like 31 days basically until it's supposed to come, you know, be happening. So we're very close to it, guys. It's a month left until we get the reveal of what the next like 365 days of Pokemon is going to be. Because that's the thing. We're all just going to be speculating and waiting and hoping. And I guess the biggest question now is it going to be Johto? Is it going to be Unova? Or is it going to be neither of those? Is it going to be any game? Like, will we get anything this year? And also, will we see Mystery Dungeon? I don't really know, but it's a good question. Nonetheless, guys, thank you all for watching. That's going to be it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, and bye-bye.